Hello and welcome, my dear modelers, to my small hobby YouTube channel. My name is Tomo, and today we're going to be taking a look at a Marauder Mark I from Tamiya. You know, as scale model builders, we've never had it so good as we do right now in 2021. Yes, I know that there's a pandemic still raging and people are dying and the general mood is kind of meh. But as model makers, model builders, we really have an abundance of kits to choose from all sizes, shapes, scales, you name it, we have it. And there's also a lot of manufacturers out there who are just pumping out new kits, new content to make us feel, well, just a little bit spoiled, to be honest. Now, Tamiya is a jack of all trades. They make basically everything from boats, planes, cars, helicopters, you name it, they do it. And everything that they do is usually really good, especially the newer kits that have been released in the previous 3 to 4 years. I think they are even like really good, far better than any other manufacturer that kind of exists currently on the market. When a customer comes in the shop and asks me what kit would I recommend, I almost just say, just buy a Tamiya kit. I know it's going to be a little bit more expensive, but you're gonna get a good model and you're gonna enjoy the build process. And I think that this particular Marauder I is really true to that category. So let's just jump in the box and see the content. Before us lies a box of Marauder Mark I from Tamiya, model number 35370. It usually goes for anywhere from 30 to 36 euros depending on your retail store and location. If you're an armor fan, I'm pretty sure that you're gonna love this model kit because it's really well designed and laid out in its sprues. Tamiya really irons out all the kinks in the manufacturing process and produces something really fantastic that is just basically like art in plastic, in my opinion. And yes, I am a little bit of a fanboy, but can you blame me? I mean, just look at it. This is a macro lens, so everything is like really blown up, so you can really see the detail, what I could see really close up, and the detail is superb. And here is actually one example when my camera actually will focus, where I'm trying to show you the weld line that goes on a turret. So the turret is basically made of two parts, and this is the weld line that is really accurately represented in this model. Also, the little bends are very crisp, very sharp, and you can only see them up close and personal. If you look at them from distance, it's hardly even noticeable. All of those little tracks and individual smaller pieces are fantastic. There's no flash, the attachment points are nice and long, and you have enough space to kind of get there and do the job correctly and perfectly each and every time. The tracks are, of course, solid tracks, which is, I think, a better way of making tracks than those vinyl tracks that you get in some other kits, because in my opinion they're not really good. Of course, you can go for metal tracks, which are heavy and give some mass to the model itself, but in general these type of tracks where you have to build them are actually good and a good representation for a model. So here we see some bogey wheels and some ammunition that are present. We have actually 2 sprues of these, and of course I'm showing only one because there's the other one is pretty the same. And here I'll show some minor small details, which again, look at that, it's surface detail, it's raised detail, and it's just, for a lack of better word, fantastic. And here is a very intricate piece, a suspension arm that has these little leaf springs. It's really intricate, and look how well it's done, how well it's made and molded. They really ironed out all the kinks in the manufacturing process. And I know in the West, Tamiya is more of a premium brand and it has a bigger price, basically because of transport and tariffs, but it's worth the money, I think. And here are the figures that are actually included, and you have actually 2 figures but 3 heads, because you can do some customization, which head you can use for which hat. So a little nice gesture. So and here's the nozzle, a 2-piece nozzle for the front, and the barrel is one straight plastic. And we have some polycaps, and of course the excellent but not very numerous decals. Of course, for 3 versions of this particular Marauder, there's not that much markings to be had anyway. In the box you'll find these little tech tips that you don't really need, and some background information on the tank with the paint schemes for 3 different theaters of war, showing you exactly how they're supposed to be painted and where they were deployed, on which front, or better yet, which theater of war. And right on the edge of this little pamphlet thingy, you have some actual photographs of the real thing, so you can really see up close how the thing looks and how to weather it. The last thing, of course, is the manual, which is typical black and white Tamiya manual that has 15 pages of illustrated instructions, which is kind of a lot for a little kit like this. But nevertheless, it's very straightforward and simple, very well laid out, and by looking at it, pretty easy to follow, so, you know, it'll be enjoyable. Before we come to the end of this video, I would like your opinion on what kind of kits would you like to see on this channel in the future. Manufacturer specific, the types of specific scales, you know, anything that you can think of that would kind of help me guide, kind of help me to see what kind of content you guys really like to see more of. I know that build videos are actually the #1 priority, but those take time, and you know, eventually there's gonna be another build video soon. So tell me, write down in the comments, I wanna know. So as always, thank you so very much for watching if you have been. Thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing, and I'll see you again soon in the next one.